Yeah. Wish I could paint our love moments in vibrant. Wordplay turns into gunplay, gunplay turns into pillow talk, pillow talk turns into sweet dreams, sweet dreams turn into coffee in the morning.
I thought I was gonna be the only person to
Good
see
morning,
that,
good
and then you
morning,
guys
good
are like,
morning.
everyone went quiet, and I'm like, too late.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This
Good
is episode
morning.
Good
9 of
morning.
Coffee to Go. I am
Good
your
morning.
gracious co-host, Lou. We got LaShawn, Laura, and David.
What up? What up?
Hey,
Hey, all right, guys.
Buenos
So
dias.
How we
so
feeling?
quick disclaimer. This is our second run because David messed up our first one. So I
Take
just wanted to
two.
point that out.
so how was everyone's week?
He had us all chilling in the
Right? Yeah,
rocks.
we was in the
Chilling on a
bleachers.
stoop.
It was just our heads
And
too. It was just like floating
yeah,
away.
it was so weird. Yeah, but we won't talk about that. That never happened. Uh, like like I said in the take one. Actually, no, this is take one. What am I talking about? I had a very busy week, but it was a good week. It was, good, productive. A lot of things coming my way, and I was like, you know what? Let's. The only way through is just going through it. That's it. So it's good. And now that we have a lovely weekend, the sun's coming out. Sean told me the sun's out, so let's let's take it
Go.
to the streets.
Guns
Buns out,
out.
buns out. Oh, saying buns
Oh,
out.
you want
Okay.
buns
Yeah,
out?
sun's out,
All
sun's out,
right.
guns out, buns out, everything
I,
out.
I don't want to go
Chill.
outside, man. I
Damn.
don't. I don't. I want to stay inside where there's no pollen.
Oh,
There's
That's
Oh,
no
right.
yeah. I don't got those
the
issues.
me
ragweed
neither. Knock
stuff,
on wood.
man.
Oof.
Man, it's difficult, man. I
You want to
go
be
outside. It's
outside.
just so messed up. Like I be getting headaches just over sniffing.
Nah, I hear that like the fuzzy headache in that right
Yeah,
here, right?
hate it. Hate it.
She's running. She hears
Hate
it.
it. Well,
Sorry. We're
speaking
running
about
the
things.
streets. We're virtually running
Running
the
the
streets
streets.
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness. Speaking about things that we hate, this episode is
What
going to
grinds our
be
gears?
what grinds our gears, man. Like what what are the things that really set you off? Like you just can't stand, you
So
know?
much.
Maybe like lots of things.
So we gonna just go. We gonna go turn for turn because I'm pretty sure we all got
Oh yeah,
at
there's
least
multiple.
about
There's multiple.
We can like tag team, like talk about it, da, da,
talk
da,
about it.
and then we just go to the next one
Tell
Pretty
us
much.
what's on your mind, Shawnee
off the
girl.
rip.
What's the
Who
first
wants to go
one?
first?
I'm gonna go first because it's my
Yeah,
first
All right,
one.
Shawnee, yes,
Sonny.
I
go.
was
let
just
me go
going off
first.
about this,
Yeah.
like in our little pre situation. I don't like waiting for people, like at all. Like if we are supposed to go somewhere, no. If we supposed to go somewhere, right? And I'm
Mhm.
picking you up, right? And you say, okay, I said I'm gonna be there 1 o'clock. Me personally, I'm gonna be there at 1 o'clock. I'm not that type of person that says 1 o'clock. I'm getting there at 1:30, 1:40. I'm gonna get there at 1 o'clock because I like to be on time.
She's not y'all.
Not like what?
You're not
So
gonna be
I'm just
late.
I'm
She's
not
not
gonna
gonna
be
be
late.
late.
So what I want is like if I get there at 1 o'clock, I want you to be ready at 1 o'clock. I might even give you a grace period. I may or may not get there. I might get there like 1:05, 1:10, and I might sit there for a second just to make sure you got yourself together and say, all right, I'm downstairs. And then you be like, I need 15 minutes. You need 15 minutes to do what? Because I already let you know it's gonna be at 1 o'clock. That means that you need to get yourself up at a timely fashion. At 11 o'clock. If it takes you 2 hours, get up at 11 o'clock and be ready for 1 o'clock when I get there. But don't have me waiting because now I got an attitude. And when you get
Period.
in the car and you say, why I got an attitude, that's why.
I mean, if you're picking somebody up, like they should be ready on time. It's
Yes.
different. It's different if like I'm meeting you there. Like,
Yeah, that's a
okay,
little
then you
different.
got a little grace period, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
But if
as
I'm
long as it's
picking
Traffic
not
and
you
like
all
the
up,
that.
movies or something, like you like there's a specific time you gotta be there. But if you're like going to an event or something like that, like you're on your own time kind of, when you get there, you kinda get there. But I mean if somebody's picking you up, it's courteous. Like at the very least, if they're on their way, they're like, hey, I'm on my way. you could be like, oh, like I'm not ready just yet. You could come inside. I'll be ready in a little bit. But I mean, it shouldn't be like I shouldn't be waiting like an hour for you to get ready.
Louis.
I'm the one picking you up. Well, first of all,
Wait, he do it? Wait, you do that?
I don't do that. If you're picking me up, I try to be ready.
He is lying through his teeth.
I'm not.
What? How about
Look, there's only been one time I have not been ready, and we was going to the park, and we had to feed the kids, and I told you that.
no?
I told you ahead of time. Yes, told you ahead of
What you
time.
talking about? I'm thinking.
Told you ahead of time.
He lying.
I'm not lying.
We'll fill him in later.
I do my best. I do my best to try to be ready on time. Like at the least, you're waiting like 5 minutes outside. At the very least.
I agree with you, Sean. I have nothing else to say to your point. That was well articulated.
I don't know what the fuck's happening.
I'll go next. It's
Pushed
really
on
quick.
me, like
Don't be lying on our show.
We were talking about this. We were talking about this briefly, but like I hate when people don't respect personal space. Like especially with COVID now, right? This happened pre-COVID, but I was going to DR for vacation, and we were getting off the plane, and you know, like we're sitting on the airplane waiting to leave. You know, everyone from the back just like starts getting up, and I'm like, is this your first time on an airplane? Like, like just let the people flow from the front, so then you have easy space. But no, everyone wants to like take their shit, and then like you got someone's belly in your face, and I'm just sitting down. I'm like, the guy next to me is like, oh, you're gonna get up? I'm like, guy, just
like it's not that serious. It's like as
Yeah.
soon as it lands, everybody gets up and they're grabbing it and they do it. I'm like, bro,
Before
like,
it
calm
lands.
down.
It's over there in the front. How you gonna get there? Like,
Calm
wait.
down. You still gotta wait for these people that's in front of you to go. You can't even go nowhere. And they be trying to
They
push
gotta
through you like,
mention
nah,
that.
chillax.
The flight attendant is doing her thing. She gotta say, remember, at the end of the flight, remain in your damn seats.
You know what?
Everyone.
Remember what we was talking about before when we were saying how like when people don't guide. So like you have all these flight attendants. You should say, okay, look, rows 1 through 5, get up, get your stuff, get out. Rows 5 through 10, like do it that. Like don't have everybody
Like
just get up.
elementary school. Yeah.
Yeah, that because that's you gotta
Take
treat
it
some
back.
adults like kids because they don't understand. There's like, oh no, I just want to get off. What do you want to rush to go? We all gotta get off the same plane, and you still gotta get your taxi or wherever else you gotta your bus to go wherever. Calm down. It's all right.
The
You
more
usually
people
see
you
those
have,
same
the
people
simpler it
out
should be.
like outside. You see the same people, so it's
But
like
standing out, they be just standing in like their
That's what I'm
little groups.
saying,
Like,
like, just-
what was you rushing for? If you don't got a connection flight, there's no reason for you to be rushing. And if you do got a connecting flight, they should also have a time set just for people who have connecting flights. Because especially if you got to get to the other side of the fucking airport, you want to
Mhm.
give them time because you be having a layover like 20 minutes. How am I get to the other side? And the way Atlanta is set up, like Atlanta's airport, that airport is mad big. Like I had a connecting flight in Atlanta, and I literally made it. It was an hour in between time. I made it with like 2 minutes to spare.
oh,
And
wow.
going through, because it's like different terminals. You got to get on this train, get off, walk all the way to the back.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
You gotta take the escalator downstairs to catch the train, just to go to a different concourse.
I don't like that airport. That's the only airport I can say I don't really like is Atlanta's because there's way too many. Like you had Delta
That's
and like 3
the
different.
busiest airport,
things.
right?
It's one of them, yeah.
One of them, the international one. I think they have 2
It's like 3.
airports.
There's
Oh.
there's LAX, Atlanta, and I believe between Newark and LaGuardia. No, JFK. One of them. I don't know. One of them.
I'm gonna probably say JFK. It's JFK. I don't really like. I'm not a fan of them.
I'm not a fan of New York's airports at all. I'm not a fan
No,
of JFK.
LaGuardia?
I'm not a fan of LaGuardia.
LaGuardia.
Every time I had to pick you up, Lou, from the airport, like there's always construction at either airport, and then there's
It's
always
ridiculous.
like it's full, and the guy, the attendants are just telling you to go away. I'm like, I'm coming to drop this guy off, and they're like, no, you cannot stay. You have to go. You have to go.
But it says drop off.
Much rather
Like,
fly
it says
in
it right
Newark.
there.
Yeah,
And
New
much
York's
rather
a little bit easier.
Yeah.
JFK and LaGuardia, they're like, get out, go, go. And then
JFK. I don't.
LaGuardia
Have
landing,
I been to LaGuardia?
landing though. Did you ever land? If you landed in LaGuardia, you would know that you went to LaGuardia because like
Where
it's
did
like
we
you
fly
go.
out of when we went to Tennessee? Was that LaGuardia or JFK? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Didn't we
probably went
fly
out
out
of
of Newark?
JFK.
Mm-mm.
Nah, y'all flew out of New York.
It had to be JFK because
Yeah, I
I
think it was
tried my
JFK.
hardest not to book out of LaGuardia because I booked one at a time. And when you coming down, you know how you descend, you come down slow and easy. They don't do that. You come down and just go mad hard. You be like, I was
The
like, what the
runways
fuck
are
was
short
that?
or something.
Yes, the runway is mad short. And you just plop down. I was like, what the fuck was that? This guy was like, calm down. He was like, they have a short runway and it lands like this. I said, oh, so I won't be coming here again. Because
This
the
is
fuck?
kind of totally off topic, but in college, I took a geology class and they taught us, which I can't remember now, the way they name the runways. There's like a way they measure them and name them.
I didn't
Can't
know they
remember now,
named
but
them.
it's all like runway 1, 2, or whatever the heck it is. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like geology type stuff.
Well, they need to figure that shit
So
out.
they got an obsidian runway or some shit like that. Just glass. I don't know.
I forget what it
that's
was. Now I have to know for my own self, but yeah.
We'll Google it.
Google it.
We'll get back to y'all.
All right, next
Never mind.
up.
Who's
What
next?
grinds my gears?
Mm-hmm.
When people tell me I'm too young to be having gray hair. It's growing out of my head.
I got like
How
40
could that?
now.
How could that be? Hello. Since I was
But
14.
it's a genetic thing though. I mean,
Yeah.
some people just. I know this guy.
I just want to
that,
say for the record, I love my gray hair. Okay. Thank you.
I mean, I know this guy
That
that
was
he was young. He was like 22, and he had a full head of hair.
14, I had gray hair.
That's what I'm saying. It's a genetic thing. It's some
He was
people.
in high school. What's his name? Had a gray patch.
Yeah, some people just
You know
have
what's
gray
going
hair,
on
bro.
with it.
Like I never understood that. It's kind of like why do I have to be a certain age to have gray hair? I mean, I get that gray hair is like associated with like
Older people.
And not even that, but like there'll be people that'll go up to like my ex and be like, "Oh, I seen your ex. Her hair's gray. She must be really stressed."
I'm having the time of my life.
But why are you worried about me and my hair?
Worry
Worry
about your
about
Grinds
arteries.
my gears. Why
People
are you
just
worried
weird,
about me?
man.
But then on top of that, how about my gray hair?
People just weirdos.
Yeah.
I'm not stressed.
People are weirdos. We gonna get there.
People
I love
are
my gray hair.
weirdos.
Look, just
Gray
my
hair
cells,
be
they don't
wrong.
want
Let's
to
get
create
them.
pigment.
Let's
so
get them.
that's it, you know? That's a good
Let's
one.
get them.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
what grinds my gears. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's a lot. But I'm gonna just start off with grinds my gears is when you're at the grocery store and people like try to make small talk with you and it's just not the time to have small talk, or like they'll try to make a joke like oh yeah, like if you're grabbing like a can of soup or something and they're like, oh yeah, that can of soup is like so good, and they try to make a joke out of it, and it's just like I don't really want to talk to you right now. Like I'm I'm literally
I don't even
just
necessarily want to be shopping, but
yeah, like I
Right.
just
Yeah.
want
let me just get in
That
and get
part.
out.
in and get out type thing, or like I be in the like when I'm in the aisle, the lane to pay for my stuff, and they're just like, oh, that's a lot of stuff you're getting. Like, oh yeah, it is. Like I got kids to feed.
How do you feed your family?
Like right, like I don't know. I think that
Yeah.
it just bothers me. It's like. And I don't mind small conversation, but it's like it has to be like within the means of like what's
Organic,
going
right?
on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like if I accidentally bump cards and then we actually have a conversation over that, like okay, like I get that. But
There
like
was a meeting point.
Don't drag it. You ever
Yeah,
have
but
that
like-
person that you see in like the next aisle and they still want to say something else because we said something in aisle 3? Like this is aisle 4.
yeah,
That was
I
back
don't
in
know
aisle
you.
3.
That's aisle 3 shit.
Or they'll
Leave
make
it
like
there.
make like one of them corny jokes, like, "Oh, see you again." Like we keep running into each other. Like obviously we're in the same.
We're in a
We're still in
grocery
the
store.
same. We're still here.
Everybody's
like,
walking along the store.
Then out here, it's like
if you keep
everybody's so
seeing them-
nice.
If you
Are you
keep
saying
seeing
that?
them, it goes like if you keep meeting each other in the store, it just gets less and less social, and you're just like,
Right.
and then after that, you don't know each other anymore. You're just like, you're dead to me.
Out here, everybody's so nice. Like they just want to
Yeah.
talk to you, and it's just like, yo, like I'm in Walmart because I need a couple of things. Like I'm not in here to talk to you, bro. Like I
He
just
sounds like the only New Yorker now, because when you go
I
to
know,
the
right?
South, you have to expect that. Like if I go home, I expect that everybody's gonna say hi, and I'm be like, is that a family member? Like, nah, it's just that your town is so
What do you
small.
want?
Everybody's just like, hey. I'm like, hi. From New York, you gotta be like, hi. Oh, let me try to smile.
I just
What
hate
up?
it. I just hate it. Or it's not. It can't even be like the actual shoppers. Sometimes it's actually like the person that's ringing your items up. Like
You gotta
I
give
don't-
them that.
I know. My thing is I don't
Yeah,
mind
yeah,
a
you're right.
conversation, but like when it comes to like when y'all are like you're taking too long, like
Oh.
the conversation doesn't have to be like this. Like you're stopping to
You're
ring my
bringing up
items that have a
one
conversation.
item per sentence.
Yeah, and it's just like yo,
You know what
I
really
need
feels
you
good
to-
with
How you
this?
doing today?
You
Boop.
got it. You
Yeah,
gotta buy
like-
it.
Really?
I'm not
Took
buying
you
that.
to-
I'm buying
I need to
this.
speed this up. Speed this up. Wrap this up.
Just ring him in.
Wrap this up, man. Like I don't mind the conversation, but like you gotta
But let's
you gotta
go.
move. You gotta move while you do.
But you
this
gotta think too.
conversation.
Like I said, you're in the South. So you're in the South. They move slow. Everything that they do, they're not in a rush. We're New Yorkers. So when I work in the grocery store, I'm boop 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 boop. You
Yeah,
could be
I don't
talking,
mind
but
that.
now I'm done with your
I don't
order.
mind that. I don't mind
But
that.
you're in
It's
the
just
South,
the whole
so they're like, "Hi,
gotta-
darling, how are you?"
yeah, like how's your day going? You
Oh,
know
you
what?
got children? Oh, too. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
children
yeah.
used to use these
Yo,
diapers.
like you gotta
You be like,
keep ringing.
just go
Keep
like
going.
this, a little bit faster.
Keep going. Like I don't
Yesterday,
want to be
in
here for 20 minutes.
Target, I had a pretty friendly cashier. She's like, "Oh, how's your day going?" Blah blah blah. She starts ringing up stuff. All of a sudden, stuff wouldn't scan,
Uh-oh.
and she got super annoyed. And she was like, "Fuck this shit, just take it."
And topping to me at a Target too. She's like, I don't care.
Yo, how you be like, nah,
Great.
fuck it. Yeah.
She was like mad, super friendly, and then all of a sudden, she just got mad annoyed. She was like, "Just fuck this shit here. I don't even care. I want to get out of here."
I would have been like, no, continue. Tell me
She's
about
probably at the
tell
end
me-
of her
stick to your
shift.
script.
Nah,
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
It was
I-
like
I've had-
little
I've had
stupid
somebody
thing, but
like
it was
that,
just
like-
like she was
And
just
I
like,
even said I pointed out, I'm like, yo, you forgot to ring that up. He was like, yo, just
Like,
Just-
just shut
It's
up.
already in the bag.
stuff.
It's in
she
the
was just like,
bag.
"Here you go." I'm not.
All right, I got another one.
Wait,
Wait,
before
I thought we gotta go in
before we-
order.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold on.
before
Like
Oh no,
this.
no, actually, law. Yeah,
Before
you're
we
right,
go-
you're right.
No,
No, I
it's
went
me.
already.
No, it's on Sean. But before we go anywhere, I just want to say to everybody outside of New York, bacon, egg, and cheese with jelly is not a thing. It's not a New York thing. Like, stop saying it's a New York thing.
Who
Bacon, egg,
said
and
that
cheese.
was a New York thing?
Down south people, they're like, oh, it must be a New York thing because they love bacon,
they
egg, and
cross
cheese
them.
sandwiches.
They
Like,
must
no,
No, just bacon, egg, and
first of
cheese,
all,
salt, pepper, ketchup. Don't do
yeah,
that.
like I never went to the bodega. I never went to the corner store and was like, yo, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, jelly. What? That is
Danny DeVito
just
just
That ain't
sounds
it.
that sounds
That ain't it.
weird. Like even coming out of my mouth right now, it just sounds mad.
I know.
weird.
The
Like,
only thing that I know that is from New York, and probably this is like a younger generation thing, but it's cream cheese, jelly, and bacon.
nah,
Oh,
I don't do the
nephew
jelly.
does that.
I don't do the
My
jelly.
nephew
Just the
does
cream
that.
I don't
cheese.
do
and
the
bacon.
jelly
There
either.
are people that do that. That's like
My
dessert
nephew-
breakfast.
they
I
show
have
you
But I
that.
never
do that though. Yeah.
I never do
On
that.
on an everything bagel at that.
Yeah, it has to be cream cheese and bacon on an everything
That's it.
bagel. That's
Cream cheese
Yeah.
and bacon, that's it.
That's
Cream
it.
cheese and jelly on a
Extra
plain
bacon.
bagel, that's it.
Extra
But not
bacon.
together.
That's what I need. Extra
Yeah.
bacon. Give me the everything bagel. Give me the
New
first
York
one
does
you
not
got.
claim that. We don't
Oh
claim
damn!
that.
Now I
yeah,
miss
we don't-
bacon.
we're not-
Can
we're
we
not
stop talking about
jacking.
bacon?
We're not jacking
We gotta make that
bacon, egg,
vegan
and
bacon.
cheese and jelly. We're
I don't
not
want to
jacking
make
it.
that shit either. I
There's
don't.
no J in
It's so much
bacon.
vegan stuff that I don't want to really try. I just want to just eat what I already eat. And that's
It was
it.
just crazy because it was my cousin who had posted it and everything, and like she lives in Georgia, and I'm just like, she was like, oh, this is a New York thing. They got to be a New York thing, and it's so good, and I'm just like, nah, that's not a New York thing. If y'all do that, that's because y'all.
So
do
that's
that
another
down
thing that grinds New Yorkers' gears. Don't put no shit
like,
on
that's
that.
a whole
That
New
ain't
York thing.
us.
Yeah, don't like, you can say like, oh, we wear Timbs and we do all of that. Yeah, that's facts.
We do
But
that.
when it comes to
Facts.
bacon, egg, and cheeses, salt,
do
pepper,
that.
ketchup, that's it.
That's
That's
PK.
it.
That's it.
What about mayo? Yeah, I mess with
Nah.
mayo.
Nah, bro. Like mayo,
The
like
mayo
nah.
picture, a little.
Mayo on eggs is actually good. I had it in Puerto Rico, but like when they make it, like
Yeah, it's
not if I'm going
you're
to the
not
bodega.
going to a bodega for like.
That's not it.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not something that you're doing at the corner store. Like I'm not going. I'm not going to a
No.
corner store and getting anything extra. I just make it how I like it. Like you do every single morning. I need a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. Like it's just one word, bro. One word.
One ass word.
One word.
Don't take no
Bacon, egg, and
breath.
cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
That's
One
it.
word. You don't break nothing
That's
up.
one.
No nothing.
It's a one syllable. There's no syllables. It's just one
Yeah.
syllable.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Period.
and the way that it was for me, like I just go to the corner
You
store.
don't
He
gotta
already
say
knew
the
what it
whole
was.
thing.
He already knew what it was.
You
It was
gotta
like,
say
They'll finish
bacon, egg, and
it.
cheese, and you gotta let them
That's-
ask you. So pepper
For
ketchup.
the ketchup, and you
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
good.
It's like already
But they
like
put so much
what is it?
ketchup.
Telepathy?
Right.
Like y'all read each other. He's like the usual. I'm
We
like,
here. Me and I could
Yeah, it's
feel.
to understand it. It's to understand it. And then I look at the cat on the bread, and the cat looking at me, and I'm just like, you already
He give you the head
notified,
nod.
sir.
yo,
You already
the
know
cat
the
picks
vibe.
the bread. The
Vibes.
cat's like, yo, you're
Right.
eating a sandwich of
You know what I'm
this. The
saying?
cat picking the
Like,
bread for you.
that's
The
a
The
cat
cat
got
be
an
looking at
apron.
anybody
and
that
just
comes
gives
in
them
there and
bread.
asks for a bacon, egg, and cheese with jelly. The cat's like,
Right?
Yeah.
That ain't it. That ain't
The
it.
cat puts his
and
paws
if
up.
you
He's like,
don't and if
get
you
him
don't
out.
get an orange juice with it, you gotta get a Snapple. Like that's just the vibes.
It's just
just
what it
the
is.
vibes. Like, you
It's
know
what
what I'm
it
saying?
is.
You can't have a bacon, egg, and cheese with anything other than salt, pepper, ketchup, and orange juice or a Snapple. It gotta be that's it.
Or
That's,
you know what I'm.
another
You already know
I'll
what
say
I'm gonna
apple
get with
juice.
it, Lou.
In
What I'm
Arizona.
gonna get with it.
huh?
In Arizona.
I say you already know what I'm gonna get with it.
What do you get?
What?
Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
That's what, but I was about to go back because I was about to
I
say,
mean, I
but
can't
high
do that in
school
the
it was a
morning.
Sprite
In the
remix.
morning, I gotta get
I
like
will.
Ooh,
I
I
got
used
Sprite
to
remix.
in the morning in high school it would be a cream cheese and bacon with a Sprite remix
mm.
every
Ooh.
morning around 9 o'clock because I was late going in that
I
third
would get
period.
I would get at that time,
Every
like that's when I
fucking
was putting like milk and mad sugar and stuff in my coffee and stuff. So
Oh,
at that time, I'll get like a bacon, egg, and cheese and a light and sweet coffee or something like that.
no,
I
I
gotta
was
start
getting
my
that Sprite
day off.
remix.
This is when we was in 61 and you had the corner like
Drinking
you had
coffee
to
in
get in there
61?
mad,
Motherfuckers
yeah,
drinking
you
coffee
had to
at
get
50.
there mad early because that little
That's
corner
disgusting.
store was always packed out.
Crowded.
Always packed out. Then I get like $2 worth of Swedish fishes, and that'll last me like the day because it was like
Wow.
5 cents.
Swedish fish.
Nah, see, I was lucky. I went to 27. It's like 5 bodegas from the time you walk from motherfucking Wayne Terrace up to
61 just had
Forest.
that
It's
one
like
store.
Lucky. Yeah.
mad
61.
W's.
61. All we had the pizzeria and we had the corner store. And the pizzeria was for after school. We go get a slice real quick. You know what I'm saying?
$1.25.
Chill a little bit. Or hit the corner store, get a little sandwich and stuff. You know what else I used to like? I used to like the Knishes. The little
Knishes, because they're
I like
good
Knishes
with some
with some
mad
mustard.
mustard.
good. Yo,
Mm.
and my grandmother, she used to go to Half Monk and get like the
Mhm.
big the Knishes, like so what I used to do, I used to make all kinds of concoctions. Like I used to cut it in half, put like ham and cheese in the middle. Yo, bro,
Oh, I
it
didn't
was
do all
mad
that.
good. Put ham and
I
cheese in
never
the
did
middle,
it, but it sounds good.
and then eat it with a fork and a knife. Oh my god, mad good. Throw that in the microwave,
Fancy with
put a
my
little
beef
salt and
patties.
pepper on it. Mad good. I used to
It's a
always,
gourmet hot
I was
pocket.
like, yeah, it's like that was like my afternoon snack. You know what I'm saying? Because man, good. Or I hit the. This is what I really miss being down here. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent right now, but I just have to say this. This is what I miss the most, and it's what grinds my gears. Being in the South, not having proper Chinese food.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
Like,
they
I
not.
miss going to the Chinese store and getting some French fries and chicken wings, or even fried rice and chicken wings. Like the
Ain't the
Chinese
same.
chicken wings is fire.
Not the same.
Fire. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's just
The
not the
chicken and
same.
broccoli, the sauce that the chicken and broccoli sauce is down here. It doesn't taste the same. It's not the same taste. It's not the same texture. Like
Nope.
like the chicken tastes underdone. Like it's just I stopped eating the chicken and broccoli out here.
I just wouldn't eat the Chinese food. Period. Out there, you're better at making it yourself.
You know what?
you should.
I started eating Japanese food out here. Actually, I started eating like hibachi. Started eating like
Hibachi.
Japanese fried
You can't
rice.
go wrong with hibachi.
I love Japanese fried rice. Like their fried rice to me is it's like a classier Chinese fried rice. Yeah. Like this is how they make it and everything with the vegetable with the zucchini and the
They get
carrots.
fancy with it, but
Man,
you gotta think about it too. But you gotta think about it too. We have two different types of Chinese food. We have hood Chinese food, and we have like the upscale Chinese food
Yeah.
in New York. So when you go to the uppity places that you paying $20 for some fried rice, you're gonna get it like how you want it,
Yeah,
with like the
you're gonna get it
hibachi
like
and
that,
all that extra. If you go into the hood, you might get some bean sprouts and onions. That's about it. Like, that's about it.
Do you guys actually do get the when you guys get Chinese fried rice like from the hood spot? Do you get it with the bean sprouts and onions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just
I don't.
yeah,
I don't.
regular.
I don't like the bean sprouts. I don't know what it is. I don't like bean sprouts.
They don't seem like they're that
onions
fresh,
in my
right?
fried rice. I just
Yeah.
I be like, yo, hold the veggies. Like the only veggies I'll get is like
Hold
the
the
peas and
veggies.
carrots, and that's about
I
it.
don't
Like
be wanting that either. Because why would you put peas and carrots in my Chinese rice?
I
Put an
don't
egg though.
I don't
Put
mind.
an
Yeah,
egg
I
though.
always get the egg.
Love the egg.
Put
Always
egg
get
though.
fried egg. Yeah.
Gotta add one.
Did you guys ever have Peruvian fried rice?
No,
but
I've
I
I think I
had
had it at
had
House.
Thai. Is it Thai?
Arroz
That's from that place,
Thai
Tumi?
fried rice.
To
Where it's
me,
like a
right
little
over the bridge.
pineapple-y?
Yeah, I had it at your
For
house.
me.
Is it Thai?
It's right
No,
over the Gatos Bridge in
Right by Bayway.
Elizabeth. Yeah, right by Bayway across
Oh,
the
it's
street.
yours.
So good.
I got
I feel like I keep mentioning
Peruvian
Bayway in
food
this.
is good.
Well, when I come back home, first place I want to go to. Well, first thing I got to do is get a bacon, egg, and cheese. No jelly. I'm sorry
thing
for
you
you
gotta do
down
is get
south
your
people that's
hair
watching
braided.
our show. Oh yeah, I gotta do that too.
Yeah, I know.
But we'll get to that.
We wasn't even trying to talk about. I wasn't
Yeah,
trying to get
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about food. But I gotta get a
Hungry
bacon,
ass.
egg,
You
and cheese,
hungry?
salt, pepper, ketchup, and then for lunch, gotta get me some proper Chinese food. And then for dinner, I gotta hit Brothers, baby. I gotta hit Brothers. I need real pizza.
I haven't had
But
brothers
they
in
don't
a
got that
while.
down there either.
I need some. I mean, there's a couple of spots. There's a spot right by my house, like it's right across the street from Walmart. It's called Uncle Medito's. I believe they're from New York. Their pizza is probably the best pizza I've had in the South. Like they have
import the
it's
water.
as close to New York as you could get. And then there's this other spot where I believe they're from New York too, but they're like full Italian, but they make some really good pizza as well. So they're like the only two spots I go to. But other than that, like I know my mom be ordering like Pizza Hut and Papa John's and stuff. And that to me, that's like McDonald's. The McDonald's.
Yeah, it's always gonna taste the same everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like, to me, it's not real pizza. It's just, it's fast food pizza.
To everybody.
It's the McDonald's of pizzas.
Pretty much.
The baseline. It's the baseline of pizzas. It's like lower tier, the bottom shelf. Bottom shelf pizza.
It's not good. It's not good.
So what else grinds your gears?
Yeah, what's up, Sean? What grinds your gears?
What guy you
Because I get real passionate about this.
Mm.
So I don't know if y'all know, but I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community. And what irks my soul is like people's opinion and people that feel like they can say stuff about us. And so now what I'm talking about, which is more recently, which is Little Mama, and I followed her and everything like that, I was always, it's popping, whatever. But she got me fucked up. And
what did she do? I saw something, but I don't know exactly.
I didn't honestly, before you start your rant, I didn't have a full problem with what she said. I just had a problem with how she said it, how she went about it. I didn't have a problem with what she said.
I have no idea what's going on.
So now we're gonna get
take
there.
me
story there, yeah. Walk us through it.
She was on live. You can ask somebody live. So she's on live with this guy, and this guy is known for having, I guess, an issue with the LGBTQ community, right? So now they're talking about transgendered children, right? And they're talking about, I don't think it's okay because I know there's like a 1% of like people that like say, okay, I shouldn't have done it. Like I shouldn't have transitioned. But they're talking about children and, you shouldn't allow your children to transition and cut off their genitals and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. Which is like the reason why I'm upset is because you have an opinion on something that you don't know about. They cannot cut off their genitals until they're an adult age.
Yeah, until they're adults.
So you're not doing your research, and then you're like, I'm not gonna allow my kids to dress up if they say they feel like they are a woman or they feel like they're a man. I'm not gonna allow that. And this is why the rate of suicide and transgendered teenagers is so high because their parents are like, you're not supposed to do that. Don't dress like a female. No, that's wrong. Now they're dead. And now you're upset because now your kid killed themselves. So now my issue was when they were talking, I felt like y'all didn't do y'all research enough to say, okay, X, Y, and Z. Or I feel like when people have an opinion on something that has nothing to do with their lives, like you're not in this community. So it's almost the same thing as being Black, and then you have someone who comes out from the outside and like, oh, it's not that bad, or oh, this and that. You cannot have an opinion if you're not sitting in my shoes. So if you're not part of the LGBTQ community, you cannot really have a say in how people feel on the inside. You don't know how it feels to be at the age, because I realized that I like women when I was in the 5th grade. My first crush was a female. So you cannot say, oh, it's just a phase, or it's just this, or you're not born that way, because my first attraction was to females. And even when they come and people say like, oh, they're showing too much gay stuff
first attraction was to females too.
Exactly. So it's like
welcome to the club, Lou.
So you say, oh, now they're putting it too much on TV. They're throwing it in people's face. They threw females and males in my face all my life. I always seen a mom, a dad, and children. I never seen people that was like me. So when I was having these feelings towards females and not understanding why I like females, and they're talking about, oh, he's so cute, and I'm like, well, nah, I'm looking at her. Because I'm looking at everything, and I'm looking at it,
brother.
Like, and I'm sitting over here thinking that it's wrong because what I'm shown and what I'm like seeing is a male and a female together with their children, and that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to, a man's supposed to be with a woman, and thank God I had the mom that I had, because she worked in the field of HIV and AIDS, and there was a lot of gay people around me all the time, like as I was younger. So it was more accepted. Like when I came out, my mother was open arms, like, oh my God, telling everybody like, oh, Shawnee came out finally, like hype that I was gay.
I've been waiting for this moment.
I've been waiting for this. Like she was waiting for this moment like her whole life. Like okay, but like what I'm trying to say and what grinds my fucking gears is why they calling me off work. They still I'm not working. But anyway,
take it home, Sean.
So my issue is I just don't like, everybody has an opinion. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is you cannot have an opinion on something that you're not in this community. You don't know what we go through. You don't know what these children are going through. You don't know what their parents are going through. So you having this opinion on them and their children and everything else, I feel like you shouldn't have an opinion. You're not part of it. And then you're using that because how people have, like, when they say, oh, you're racist. And they're like, well, I have a Black friend. You're doing the same thing. Oh, I have a gay cousin. Oh, I know lesbians. I know this. Okay.
Right. Give you a pass.
Shawnee, this really grinds my gears too, honestly. We were just talking about this the other day. Oh. I saw, I forget what was going on at the time, but there was something going on where everybody was giving their opinions on gay people and saying, oh, it's thrown in our face now, and turning the kids gay. Yeah, we're turning the kids gay. And then I saw this good, I forget who posted it, somebody I follow. Are the kids getting gayer, or are they just coming out more? Or are they just feeling safe
to actually come out?
Safer.
Because you got to think about,
because you have to think about all the adults that we know in our lives.
You get what I'm
40s,
saying? So that's
50s,
why,
and are just now feeling comfortable to come out.
Exactly.
You think they're just turned gay? They've been gay forever. They didn't feel comfortable.
Exactly, because of the way that people are treated and bashed upon. You get what I'm saying? And I had to really, like, a few people I've had to, like, really put in their place, because like I said, you shouldn't have an opinion on anything. You guys try to associate us with so many other things. It's like you're trying to associate us with pedophilia. The fuck does that have to do? What does me liking the same sex have to do with people that like children? That has nothing to do with it. I'm so confused on how y'all even trying to put it together. And then there was another person that I actually grew up with, and come to find out now her sister's gay. So I guess that another thing that changed her tune. But she's like writing about gay people, and she's very much so holy. But holy people be the worst fucking kind, because y'all be touching on little fucking kids and everything else. So let's not even go there. Boom. But you're so holier than thou, and you want to talk about gay people. And because I'm passionate when it comes to it, because this is my life, and I have to sit there and say, like, because you want to. She had put that straight pride shit. Don't come with me with that shit because you're not afraid to walk down a fucking block and be killed because you're gay and somebody doesn't agree with it. You're not afraid of being raped by a man who wants to try to turn you straight because you just ain't get no good dick. Like, let's not go there. Y'all are not afraid and y'all don't walk down because it's the same thing as far as with black people. You gotta walk down the block and be scared that somebody's gonna racially profile you and decide they want to pull over, arrest you, police officers, or beat you up because you're black and they don't like black people. It's the same thing because I'm gay. Now a man might just try it a little bit harder because no, you just you ain't had the right man or whatever the case may be. Or if you decide you're a flamboyant man, I've been at gay pride where I've seen people get bashed because they're gay. So somebody came all the way down to the village just to bash people because they're gay. You don't have to like us. It's all right.
You don't have to be there.
You don't have to be there. Stay at home. And you don't have to have an opinion on something that has nothing to do with you. Because if I decided that the way certain people live their lives and you want to sleep with 100 men and you want to sleep with the same men that your friends done slept with and you done slept with the whole Park Hill, Stapleton, New Brighton. If I want to say something like that, then now you offended because, oh, what are you trying to say? Like, so don't comment on anything that has anything to do with the LGBTQ if you don't want me to go there, because I'll go there.
I wanted to go back to what you originally said
on that stuff. Like you shouldn't be able to, like, if you're not black, you shouldn't be able to sit here and say like what black people go through. You're not gay, you can't say like, oh, this is what gay people go through. If you're not rich, you can't say, oh, this is what rich people go through, or this is what poor people go through. If you're not in that, it's like politicians, they're like, oh yeah, like poor people go through this. Like, dog, you're not poor. You don't know the struggle of not knowing what you're gonna eat tomorrow or something like that. You don't know what it's like to have mayonnaise sandwiches because you really can't afford cold cuts right now. You can't afford the meat and the cheese to go between the bread. You just afford the mayonnaise and the bread. Like, you shouldn't be. I get where Little Mama was coming, and I like the joke that she had at the end of it when she was like, oh, why y'all mad at me? I'm Bow Wow. Like, that was funny to me, but. I don't think that I do believe that you shouldn't push your children to get a sex change at a young age, but then again, it's like they can't get a sex change until they're old. Get it? And you should always support your children no matter what.
Exactly.
Always support.
That's the issue.
If my daughter, they was if they decide that they want to be they like the opposite sex, the same sex, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, that's wrong or whatever. I'm gonna support you. I have to be in a position where you never want your children to feel like they're not accepted, especially by you. And then on top of that, it's kind of like you want to be able to support your children no matter what. It has to be you and yours against the world. So that's my take on it.
I also hate when people say, oh, I don't mind gay and you could be gay, but why do we have to see it on TV? And
why do I have to
be on our
see
faces?
The man kissing a woman?
Oh, I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but I don't want to see it.
Why did I have to see it?
You know what's crazy? Ellen, before she had her show, she had her little sitcom. And she was actually the first person to actually go on an actual sitcom and come out the closet in a sitcom.
But
it was written into it. And a lot of people downed her for it. But a lot of people,
like, her show got
the
canceled,
LGBT, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I got canceled. But it's also another reason why she actually got her talk show. She was widely praised, but a lot of critics had downed her for it because she was literally making a story about her coming out of the closet. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like you have to live your truth. And if you're not real with yourself, and if you're not real with the world, how can you live? Like, how can you sit here and expect to be accepted when you're sitting here living this lie and you're not living your own truth? You have to be able to sit here and be displaced from what is going around you to be able to live your own truth. And if living your truth, is coming out and being this advocate for something that's going to be for the betterment of everybody else, then go for it. Be that person. You know, I praise Ellen for that. You know, Ellen is she's openly gay. She's open about it. She talks about it. She's in love with her wife. That's the type of person I want to be around. I don't want to be around a person where it's like, oh, I'm gay, but don't tell anybody.
Oh no.
Nah, man.
Can I,
Live
But
your
this is-
truth.
I want to
But
touch
this
on,
is-
on everyone's points. Like
Okay.
what you said, Sean. Like there's and I agree with you. Like there's nothing worse than a half-baked, uninformed opinion. You know, everyone's gonna have an opinion, but like when people, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like when people are saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna let my children cut off their genitals," like that's coming from a place of misinformation.
Mhm.
Like no, that's not what's happening. What's
I'm
happening?
watching
is,
Fox
you know,
News.
And
exactly.
that was the issue. That was the issue that everybody had with Lil Bama. You can have your opinion. I mean, you're about to be canceled. You was already canceled because you're not even popping. But that was
Nobody
everybody's
wears
issue.
lip gloss anymore.
Yella at all. So you're coming up here and you're having an opinion, but you don't know the facts. You cannot. Even if I signed off at my child at 14 to get they cannot get it cut off until they're of age and can sign for that themselves.
Yeah,
So that was
have
where
to
you
be
was
18 years old.
miseducated, and now you have a whole conversation about it, but you don't even know the facts. And now you're talking about these one percenters that decided that that's not what I wanted to do, but they did it, and they had the choice when they were 18, 19, 20 to do so. And as an adult, okay. And even her saying, like, she even said, she kept using the word choose. You choose to be gay. You don't choose who the fuck you like. You don't choose the attraction. Just like a man, if you like women, you don't choose the fact that you're attracted to women. You don't choose it.
I didn't choose my skin color.
You get what I'm saying? You don't. That's how I feel like you're saying. You can choose to be gay. Like I can just be gay if I want to. No, you know how long I sat there
Like,
You really
and
can't.
decided to.
Didn't Kanye
try
say
to be
he chose to
straight?
be a slave?
Like
Chose that life. Like
Exactly.
I didn't choose this. I didn't choose who I like. I ain't choose how my kids came out. I ain't choose the kids that I have. I ain't choose
none of that. You
you
cannot
know,
choose these things.
You know, you can
And
choose
that's
your
where everybody
partner.
was mad.
You can't choose
Exactly.
how you like, who exactly you like. You can
So now
choose your
that's-
partner. You just can't choose exactly if your
Which-
partner is
which
the
gender.
force of attraction to whatever you're attracted to, like that is
Right.
kind of like,
And
which
I
is
think
that's a deeper
that's what
conversation.
everybody's issue was. Everybody's issue was you was misinformed. The
Mhm.
words that you were using, because you're using choose to be gay. So I don't think that children, if you're a teenager, you shouldn't. You can't make the choice
Choosing to be gay and
I'm
making
not choosing to
making
It's
the
an
kids be gay.
uninformed
That
opinion.
really
You
annoys
cannot make
me.
anybody be
Making.
gay.
They're
You
seeing so
can't.
many gay people that they all want to be gay.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's a whole nother issue.
You
as
cannot
far
make
as,
nobody
like,
do
you
nothing
can't-
that they don't want to do.
Yeah, you can't force
You
somebody.
can't make me
like,
go
you
be
can't
with a
force
man
somebody to
because
be
I
straight.
saw the
You can't
shit.
force somebody to be gay. At the end of the day, like I'm not gonna say it. Like even if I felt like my son would be more successful as a gay man, like, and I would force him to be gay, like, oh, you gotta like these men or whatever. Like you can't force.
You cannot
Something
force
like that on
nothing.
them, you know, and this is what makes these kids feel like they're not accepted by society. They're not accepted at
Exactly.
home. They're not, and now, you know, you have a situation where your children are unsure of themselves, and that's
People
that's
just
hard
have
to
a
be.
whole opinion about you.
Yeah, high school is
Like
hard enough
I'm
as it
gay,
is.
and
High school,
everybody got a goddamn opinion about it. Like
yeah,
you
like-
shouldn't be gay so young. You shouldn't do this. You should.
Yeah.
Fuck
I would
you.
like to finish my
you.
point.
But if your
But I
kid
think-
had a baby at
Go
12,
ahead,
it was
David.
okay.
No, I think
your kid had
I
a
think-
baby
no,
at
and
12, but I can't be gay.
I love everyone's output because I think, like, I was just thinking, like, this all just stems from lack of conversation, lack of exposure,
It's of education.
because
And
like
that's
lack
the
of
thing.
education.
Yeah, exactly.
Like me, if you
Exactly
want
what
to
you're saying,
labels,
lack of-
like, you know, I come from a very religious background, but, you know, I went to college. I went to a restaurant where there was a lot of people, diverse people, like black people, gay people, people who did drag, and like when I was exposed to those people, all I did was just have a conversation with them and just drop. And, you know, I couldn't help but feel like that religious undertone in me. But you have to be exposed to those things before you can speak about them. So when you hear their stories, and then like you're just like, oh, you're just another person. This is your life. And then like once you get exposed, then you kind of like the dark cloud of ignorance just it dissipates and more light. You get more thoughts. So now you can empathize with people. You can have that conversation. So when you have conversations about, controversial topics, which controversial topics are not bad, they're just a difference of opinion. But if you say dumb shit like choose to be gay or, cutting people's genitals off, you can tell that that's coming from a place of ignorance and you're not getting the right information. And then Sean, Law, when you were saying about, I don't mind the gay, but don't force it on me. That's another example of ignorance. Exactly. And also,
it's you're also racism in a sense.
You're not connected to your time. The reason why you're saying that is because you're always shown on TV the thing, the perfect thing. But as we, gay people, trans people have always been around. This is nothing new. This is, and it opens up the conversation of just other things, just people who identify with simultaneous, two kind or all that. I don't know much about that, but this is nothing new. The only thing that's new is that we're amplifying the broadcast, that we're including the people that were there are always going to be people who are going to be excluded. And I think, part of the positive of our culture is that we're including everyone else. We have movies that are just having the characters just be there. Take, for example, Marvel Infinity War, right? We're not just having the cookie cutter Captain America, but we're having everything. So it's just an example of how we're including everybody. Yeah. And, everyone.
If you don't like seeing it, just say that. It's okay to say. It's okay to say, I don't like seeing another man kissing another man. That's okay to say that. It's okay to not like it, but it's not okay to sit here and bash other people for living their lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, how does that really affect you? Another man sleeping with another man does not affect me at all. It doesn't affect me. At the end of the day, I'm coming home to my wife and I'm gonna make love to her, and they can have a problem with that too. A gay person can have a problem with me kissing my wife. That's okay. It's okay to say I don't like seeing this. It's okay to say that, but it's not okay to sit here and say, this is wrong, or this is not PC. It's not, this shouldn't be in the public. I mean,
if you really want to get technical, I feel like PDA shouldn't be. No matter if it's I don't like PDA. So whether it's a man and a man, a woman and a woman, man and I don't feel like it should be shown at all. Let's not show it. Because then now we showing a man and a woman, they kissing or they doing whatever. Now your kid sees that and now your kid wants to do that and now she had a baby at 14.
Right.
So how we cannot say, we don't want it because then they're going to be gay. Shit, I wish my kids are gay. Because I ain't got to deal with teen pregnancy. Thank you. That helps me out. I ain't got to be a grandma too young. The fuck? But another thing. Well, one more thing though, with this whole situation, because we ain't gonna come back to this, right? When females feel or females or males feel like because you like the same sex that you're attracted to them, just like how men and women are. I'm picky. I'm choosy with my women. I don't like everybody, especially if I know your background. Just saying. Because there's another conversation too about trans men. And they were saying basically I wouldn't date a trans man. But the question is, would a trans man date you? Mm-hmm. That's the question. Because I'm around.
I mean, sticking on this topic, I called Lauren one night because I was just okay, so there was this story or whatever about this guy who married a trans gender, and he didn't know that he used to be a man.
Do that.
Oh.
The woman, who the now transgender woman, didn't disclose this, and my question was, jokingly, but my question was, does this make the guy gay now if he decides to stay? But it was, I made it in a joking way, but this is more of a serious topic because at the end of the day, for you to go through with a marriage, for you to go through with any relationship, I feel like it should be disclosed from jump.
You have to.
Can't, that's in a form that's kind of
You have
I
to.
would not want to be in a relationship where I don't know if my wife is actually my husband, and at the end of the day, like
That's
when I
not. It's
actually
still
find
right,
out,
Okay.
but
well,
right.
it's just a weird thing. Like
But it's
why
that
you
Yeah.
subject.
say
That's a
you
whole
go
nother
this person
subject.
that I love and that I've grown to be with, and then I find out that this person is somebody that I don't even know
Mm-mm.
anymore. Like that's such a huge thing to deal
Which,
with. Like
well, what it is they shouldn't. They as trans people, you are supposed to tell them off rip. You have to tell them because it's like in any
you have to give
relationship.
them that. You have
If
to give them
you
that choice. You have to give
if
them
you
that option.
it's just like if you
If I'm
start in
gonna
a
stay or I'm
relationship.
gonna go.
Exactly. Give me that option. Don't sit there and then now I'm a year in and now it's like, okay, look, I was no, that's something that just like you would tell anybody anything else that has to do in the beginning talking stage. Listen, I'm transgendered or whatever. Like if that's not an issue, then we can keep on going because people
Hmm.
don't have an issue with that. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
It's
But you
like a
gotta let me
band-aid. You got
know.
to tell them up front.
You
yeah.
gotta let me
One
know
thing if
first.
you let them know up front, but then when you carry on this whole facade, like you was always a
Can't do
woman,
that.
and then, what happens if I want to have kids or I want to, these are things that like had I been disclosed to this and had I had the option where okay I can either stay or I could go, like I don't want to be with you because I actually want to have children or whatever, or I don't want to stay with you because you used to be a man. At the end of the day, like that's an option that I need to have up
In the
front.
beginning
Now,
though.
now I'm married and now I gotta go through a whole divorce and everything, and I gotta go through the courts
Might not.
just to.
Because if you can't tell,
Yeah.
you can't tell because you
But the
really
thing,
can't.
but the thing
Can't
is,
tell
Only
it's
thing
anything.
when
like
it comes
once you
to having
find out,
kids, I think he's
That's the
trying to
only
say.
thing.
yeah, but once
Yeah.
you find out, it's like
Yeah.
that
It depends.
if you're
It all
married,
depends.
if you're married to somebody and then you find out that they're the same sex as you, that they're
They're
transgender.
not anymore
And
though.
not
But what I'm
anymore.
trying to say
You
is
get what I'm saying? So like,
when
look,
you move when all right, what I'm trying to say is this person
pussy not
lied
the
to you.
same anymore.
You got married. This person
That's
this
the issue. It's
that's
the
the issue.
lie.
That's the issue.
The
That's
lie
what I'm
is the
trying to put.
issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
trying
because
to put.
everything else we ain't
So
gonna
it's
know.
like, do you stay or do you go? And if you
Depends.
decide to stay, obviously you're staying because you love this person, you
Mhm.
want to go forward. But if you decide to go, like it shouldn't be a detriment on you. Like, oh,
Mm-mm.
like this person doesn't like trans. No,
Mm-mm.
this person lied to me. This
You
person
lied to me.
literally
You didn't give me. You didn't give me my
give
option.
me the option. You didn't give me it. You literally left me with
The full
Mhm.
disclosure, like,
yeah, there's nothing I can do. At the end of the day, like I have to have that choice going into it. You have to have that choice going into it. Like like if I know for sure what's going on, I know what I'm getting into.
Mhm.
You don't have the
Um.
choice. There's no choice
Mhm.
given to you. There's no full
No.
disclosure. You don't know what
Mm-mm.
you're getting into, and now you're already into it. And do I really want to stay with this person? That's because that's a big lie. It's not something small. That's huge.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
huge.
only
That
thing.
impacts
That's a
everything.
huge lie, but that's why
that
I
just
say
displays
that's
the person's character too. To
yeah.
have to withhold something
Yeah.
so important about your own life, and then to like not, if
Let me.
anything, a relationship is a give and take, right? Like this is the best part. This is what makes me me. This is part of
Mhm.
my identity. So to withhold that very crucial part of someone's identity, and then to tell them a year later, you're bound to have like a very serious conversation, because then now the other person's gonna be like, should I stay? Should I go? You confuse the person because they're just like they gotta catch up. They gotta, it's like a big drop, like a mic
Yeah,
drop.
especially if
So
you've been
I,
with
I
this
think
person for like 5, 6
Mhm.
years, and this is all you know, and now all of a sudden this is this bombshell thing that you find out, and now you like, I don't trust this person any. That kills the entire
could
relationship.
it could kill. It could kill. It could, hey, the person might say, all right, let's move forward. But the conversation in the
It
best
needs to be
scenario
had
should have been
again.
had. It should have been had. And then, hey,
Yeah.
it's
I
why
mean,
the
but I
delay.
understand, and I understand because like I
Hmm.
said, I'm in this community, so I understand why a lot of them don't say it because
Yeah.
there's people that'll kill them just because they're transgender. Like literally, I'm
Exactly.
like, and I'm letting you know ahead of time like what you're getting into. I'm letting you know that I'm transgender. So now you want to fight me or you want to kill me because now you were
I mean,
interested in
but
me, and now
then
you mad because you was interested in me. But
but there's situations where you could lose your life just because you held this lie for that long
that
too.
too. That's
know?
Yeah,
why.
it wouldn't
That's
help the
why.
situation.
That's
Yeah.
why that's why their conversation with it is so hard, because you don't know which side you're gonna get. You don't know if I tell you up front if you're gonna kill me. I don't know if you're gonna tell me if I don't. You know, so it's like it's really hard for transgenders
It's
because
risky. It's
it's
risky.
very
But I
risky.
think
Very risky.
as we move forward, more people are going to be more comfortable to have this conversation. Because like even me,
You would hope.
we're
I'm hoping.
right. Like right now, we're all just getting. I wouldn't say used to, but we're getting more exposed to different ways of life, different
Mm-hmm.
people identifying with different things, and of course, just like for an example's sake, when art was coming out, like back in the 1800s or 1900s, when new art was coming out, people were confused, they were mad, they were just like they didn't get it. They're like, why would you do that? That's not art. And then now looking back, it's a staple. You move on. So this part of our culture, people are gonna feel some type of way. They're gonna feel confused. They don't get it. But the more people are exposed, the more you get communication, honest conversation. Then you won't get scenarios where like, damn, you didn't tell me that. I'm gonna kill you, or I don't want to be with you anymore. There's different levels of severity, of course. Some people are they'll take it there, even if it's not even about sex. It's about another thing, like, oh, you have another man behind my back. Like the way that people react is going to be depending on who they are. But the most important part, I feel like, honesty is king. Love, that should be a part of love to open up and say, hey, do you accept me or not? And that's cool.
But like as far as this conversation too, I feel like over time everybody always has something that they have to be mad at and hate. You know what I'm saying? So like first it was like, oh, we didn't like black people, now you're lynching me because I'm black. The next step was interracial dating. You got to think about how it was when people first started dating outside their race. You were getting killed because you were dating outside your race. And it was the same thing. Like it was frowned upon. You couldn't get married. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of like history repeats itself, but it's something different. So now we had to get over that. And now you can get married if you're, an interracial couple. So then it was gay people. You couldn't get married if you like the same sex. So then now you can get married. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's always something like, America has to hate on something. It has to be. It's
not just America; it's everywhere. But I don't like that because it's like, okay, it's okay to come out the closet. So you come out the closet, you're cool. But now I'm gonna put you in this box because I don't want to see this on TV. So you coming out the closet to go in a box, like.
And then. So like
let people be.
What we saw.
That's what I'm saying. The very first Pride parade I went to as a teenager. They were handing out these big stickers that said, my bedroom, my business. And I have had that mindset since then. Like, I don't give a crap what people, who you're screwing. Like, that's your business. It doesn't affect me.
It doesn't affect me, bro. Like, who you fucking
doesn't affect me
has
at all.
nothing to do with me at all, bro.
At all.
It's like, and then people are like, oh, well, as long as they don't try to hit on me. Like, if they try to hit on you, then you respectfully be like, hey, like, I don't go this way.
I don't go that way.
Yeah, I don't go that way.
They're gonna hit on you anyway.
And I was getting ready to say that they're gonna hit on me.
Yeah, I saw I've been hit on before.
This lady, it was like a reel or a
man,
TikTok or whatever, where she was acting like she was getting out of an Uber, and she was like, "Oh, the Uber driver asked me if I had a man, and I told him I am a man." She said, "I am a man. You're not gonna kidnap me," but like.
That's dangerous as hell.
First of all, it's not funny. Yeah, because my immediate thought to that was like, all right, but if your Uber driver was crazy, he gonna kill you because he thinks you a man pretending to be a woman. Like, it's not funny to me. I don't find no
Uber
humor.
drivers are different. They be different sometimes. They be too. What grinds my gears, if we can go to the next subject, tying it off that. Sometimes Uber drivers are very too talkative. They want to know about your personal life.
I don't take
this
Uber
is not taxi. This is not taxi cab confessions. Like, bro,
like I'll be sitting there trying to be on my phone, and you just be really like,
take me to McDonald's, bro. I'm drunk and I want to go to McDonald's, and I'm going there. I'm talking right now. Some Uber drivers are great, but like, nah, we're not doing that. Fill me out first.
My gears that my son discovered what Uber is, and now he thinks I'm supposed to send him an Uber.
Yo.
You don't do that. That grinds my gears.
Because what's the bias? We Uber everywhere.
Before we close out this episode, I do have one last topic I do want to bring up. because I would love your opinions on it. So, Kylie Jenner,
Mhm.
her makeup artist, got into a car accident, and she made a GoFundMe to try to
Okay.
raise 60K for brain surgery for her makeup artist. Mind you, she makes
Ain't she a
about
billionaire?
$500,000 a day, almost half a mil a day, damn near. I think it was like 490 something thousand a day. She makes half a million a day. So Twitter, as being the Twitter, you know, community that they are, they went in on Kylie saying that she could afford to not only pay for the surgery but the recovery, get a new car, all of that, and wouldn't
She
even
can
make
pay
a
for the
dent.
hospital.
She donated $5,000 towards the GoFundMe. So somebody did the math as far as her net worth and what she actually provided, and Kylie she's worth like something a billion or
A
something
billion,
dollars.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that 5,000 is equivalent to $4 out of her actual net worth. So she literally that $5,000 is basically like her giving $4 towards the GoFundMe.
She
Four
bought a bacon, egg, and
dollars.
cheese.
$4.
See, the auditor in me wants to know, was she on duty when she got into this accident? Because that sounds like a workers' comp case to me.
So
But
my question is, as if you're in this position to help out somebody, instead of making
Always
a
do it.
GoFundMe,
I'm not gonna do
are
that.
you would I mean I get the whole GoFundMe thing, and I think that GoFundMe is good when used correctly. I
Yeah,
think that some
When
people
exactly.
used
like,
correctly, if you
yeah,
don't have the money, if
yeah, I'm
you
not
know
like when you go to All-Star Weekend and you need to get home because you went out there with no money.
man,
No, that was on
no,
you. And that girl who did it, like, I mean, she got home. She, made the GoFundMe. She got home. But stuff like that, I don't believe that you should have a GoFundMe. But if
I don't.
somebody dies in your family and you need, help
because sometimes
trying to
it's like
fund it,
very
that I
unexpected.
understand.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things, like when it's used correctly, it's great. But stuff like this, like
When you have the money 10 times
you're a
over,
celebrity, and your net worth is $1 billion, whereas like that 60K is really only like 5,000 out of your own pocket, and you're giving 5,000 towards it, which is only equivalent to $4. That to me it's like a big fuck you. Like,
that is like, and this is your makeup artist, your personal makeup
yeah,
artist,
this is
and
a
the fact
person that's glamming you up so you could hit social media and look pretty.
and make that money off of social media, and you literally you did a
She could probably get
GoFundMe,
60K off of one sponsored post.
and they
One,
get way more than
yeah,
that,
exactly,
and they get way
exactly.
more than that for a sponsored post.
Exactly. It's
So you could
just
have did one
that
ad
to me is
ad.
just mind-boggling. It's
Yeah, that's
mind-boggling.
different. That's
I could,
different.
like I said, I could agree with the sentiment of her making a GoFundMe, but at the end of the day,
You
like
got it already.
I wouldn't even quite like there's no GoFundMe. I have this much amount of money. David gets into a car accident today, bro. How much is it? I got you. Don't even stress
Exactly.
it. I'm gonna take care of everything. I have the money to in the means to help you out. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, whether you're an employee, whether you're a friend, whether you're a family member, like I could just be a billionaire and just see your story and be like, nah, I'm gonna help this person out. Like, that's just goes to the type of person that you are. And when you see stuff like this shows you exactly who you are.
Right.
Like, if
Yeah.
I, I I'm hearing your points, and yes, but like I just think that I guess I'll take it another way, but it also just shows the type of relationship that Kylie and the makeup artist have. What if the relationship is strictly professional, meaning that there's
even if
never
it's
any
strictly
personal
professional,
ties?
even
Let
if
me
it's strictly
finish. Let me
professional.
finish. Let me finish. If it's strictly professional, then Kylie wouldn't have some personal connection to that person. And now it's her, it's her money. She's going to decide to do whatever she wants with it. And perhaps in her head, the best way to, best of both worlds, I know I have influence. Let me set up a GoFundMe and do it that way. And probably she got the money. It went through. But now the question that you asked, what would you do? I mean, if I had influence, and this was the person that was helping me out, I'm a guitarist and you're my gear guy and you tell me all my shit, then I would pay. But that can only speak for me. So I guess, I would like to know more information, because what if they did have a better relationship or they were close? Like, this is my makeup, this is my day one. And then to do that, I don't know.
The only thing
I
would say, because
Brenda,
you have to
you're
be
an
some
employee
type of
of mine.
close.
It doesn't matter to me. You're an employee of mine that I need you. I need your services. You're helping me with my platform. You're my makeup artist. And that's her whole platform right now is makeup. You're my
Right.
makeup artist. So at the end of the day, you're my employee. I want to make sure that you're right, because I can't afford to lose you. Like, yeah, I could probably go ahead and employ another makeup artist and everything, but 9 times out of 10, especially when you're in the spotlight like that, you're an actor, you're a musician or whatever, and you have a specific makeup person that you go through, you're going to that person because not only do you trust them, but they're good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them indispensable. So you going to somebody else, you have to rebuild that relationship that you made with this makeup artist, this new makeup artist, and you have to go through this whole thing over again, and then you have to mold them into the way that you want them to be to do your makeup, because there's specific, I'm not really sure about the whole makeup thing, but I'm pretty sure like when you're getting your makeup done, you want it in a specific way. And if you go to the right person and they do it the right, it's like getting your hair done. Like, that this person does your hair the way that you want it to. You going to somebody else, like, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Thank you.
Like, me going to the barber, like a different barber than the one I go to every single day, is not the same. Like, I have to no, I want it this way. Like, you have to line me up this sort of way. Like, it's a totally different thing. You have to rebuild that relationship.
But the way they do their makeup artists, also, these are traveling makeup artists. These are makeup artists that are at your house. They go on their trips with you. They go on everywhere. If you want
That's what I'm
vacation, they on
saying.
vacation.
Sounds
with
like a
you.
workers' comp
They
case, if you ask me.
are literally with you 24/7. You hire these people to be with you all the time to do your makeup. My thing is, she has to be some type of close to her also to have started a GoFundMe in general, because out of nowhere, you're not gonna be like, all right, let me just start a GoFundMe for some random ass person or somebody I don't really like that, or she's just my makeup artist. You have to have some type of friendship that now you might want help. But me personally, if I'm looking at a GoFundMe coming from Kylie Jenner, I'm gonna be like, bitch, you got the money, so why am I gonna donate my little bit of change?
If I was that person in the hospital, I would look at Kylie totally. I wouldn't work for her ever again. I wouldn't. I wouldn't work for her ever again. Like, who wants to work for somebody who can't even, you can't even shell out the money to help me out?
But you're gonna put a GoFundMe.
Have the money, but you're gonna.
You know what I'm saying? And what if it's time sensitive? You know what I'm saying? These people are like your family. These makeup artists and these hairstylists and these people that travel, you're with
24/7, yeah.
24/7. You're with them more than you're with your own family. I'm with you all the time. I haven't even seen my mama in 6 months, but I'm here doing your makeup.
I'm traveling with you. You got to go to Turks and Caicos. Okay, like you're paying for me to come with you because you want to make sure that you're right while you're out there. Okay,
while you're taking your pictures.
I'm behind the scenes. I'm making sure that you look good in front of the scenes, but I'm behind the scenes doing everything on the front line. No, like at the end of the day, like that's something that I couldn't. If that was my employee, I had the means for it. That you're indispensable to me. I'm gonna make sure that you're right. Period.
I gotta play devil's advocate.
I know you always play devil's advocate, but I mean, it's good. It's good to have.
Yeah, you have to see all sides, right?
Yeah.
I think again, personally, I definitely would go and help, but like also, if Kylie, I couldn't help but think, but if Kylie did do that, would that set a precedent for other members or other people and their employees? So what about the people that are going to be like, yo, I know she's going to do it, so let me get into this fake accident. This is hypothetical, so it doesn't, it could be a strong argument or not, but there could be other people that could be in that same situation, and they're just like, oh, I know she got me, and she's gonna pay for me.
But that's what you have lawyers for. That's what you have lawyers for. That's what you have, and they do the investigations. They find out if it's no fault, if it's true. Did this on purpose and everything. At the end of the day, like there's different avenues to find out if this person legitimately is hurt, or they purposely hurt themselves and they're
Right.
looking for a
There's
payout or a settlement.
insurance companies for
Yeah,
that. And then my next
on
point
top
would
of that,
be, what
you
about
sign a contract for that. You literally sign a contract when you get into any. If you don't sign a contract, like the person who has the money is just dumb, but you 9 times out of 10, this person signed a contract, they're under contract, and in their contract it's we're traveling, we're doing all of this, we're doing
that
everything.
was going to be my next point. So maybe what if this is a contract thing? So what is Kylie as the employer? What was in that contract? Are there any clauses for her to protect her employees? Or maybe there wasn't any. It was just like fee for service. I'm gonna I need makeup. I'm gonna give you this. But there was no like contract to like healthcare.
I get that.
Yeah, I know. Like this happened in California.
I'm not even sure.
Like in New York, if it was workers' comp and you're technically an independent contractor, you're supposed to have your own workers' comp insurance.
Yeah,
it's different, right? You know.
Yeah.
But then between if it's a car accident, between the car insurance, whatever the car insurance is going to be paying for, if she has her own health insurance, who knows? And it should be some type of workers' comp situation. If it was work related, I'm not too sure. But like if she was on her way to do her makeup or on her way home from doing her makeup,
yeah,
and then she still needs $60,000. That just goes to show you how healthcare sucks in America. On top of that, grinds my gears.
I mean, at the end of the day, this
and then you do a GoFundMe, you have $1 billion.
At the end of the day, this person could very well, you could sue if you're in the right.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also this other person, Kylie, like a Thanos snap, can easily cover the cost. Because this is, again, like if, she put down $4, what if she put down $20, right? Worth of whatever. So maybe what if she covered the whole thing? This is a very controversial one because it's like, who's right? And who determines what's right? I mean it's easy to say.
It's your money. It's your money. You get to decide what you want to do, and I get that. But the right thing it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
In the middle of a pandemic, when everybody's struggling, people are losing their jobs, people don't got their own health insurance. But yeah, let's, not just be like, oh, because she's Kylie Jenner's makeup artist, but
it's the right
you're
thing.
Kylie Jenner's makeup artist.
I don't care if it was Kylie Jenner. I don't care if it was Kanye. I don't care if it was Elon Musk.
Car accident.
It's the right thing to do. Period. We
need more people like you, Lou. We need more people like us to do the right thing, because not everyone thinks like that, and that's probably why this is the conversation, because not everyone's going to do that. Oh, that's on them, or what's probably the person who got it hurt. She probably got a good network. She'd be all right. Like there's different type of people, man, and they won't even like look at the situation. So maybe what Kylie did, like just out of nothing, out of her, she created a GoFundMe. Now, whether that was the right call, I guess we don't.
I mean, I could see where her heart was making a GoFundMe, but it's kind of like your heart would have went so much further had you just been like, all right, well, I'm gonna take care of you because you take care of me every single day.
Like press would have been good.
Take care of the people that take care of you.
If she took care of herself, I'm so sorry, Lou, but if she took care of herself, it would have been a good PR. But then people would have still ripped her off. People who with high class, you're always gonna get criticism. So,
but she wouldn't even have to do it as far as for PR, because she could have just paid the $60,000 and nobody would even know.
Nobody would even know.
Yeah, nobody would.
But you know how news spreads. It's gonna leak. People are gonna be like, yo, you know what she did, and then it's gonna become news. So it's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this is our episode. Sorry we couldn't get to everything that grinds our gears, but please leave in the comments or send us a message on anything that actually grinds your gears. Hopefully we'll get to it in another episode when we do another episode of Grind Our Gears. As always, it's been a pleasure. It is your co-host Lou, David, LaShawn, and Law. Please go ahead and hit the like, and please subscribe to us and turn your notifications on, and always please like, because it helps out our channel a lot. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Keep drinking coffee and stay
coffee. I need a refill.
Classy, San Diego. Insert your country.
The only one with my cup.
Yeah. Wish I could ain't all love moments in vibrant. Wordplay turns into gunplay. Gunplay turns into pillow talk. Pillow talk turns into sweet dreams. Sweet dreams turn into coffee in the morning.